Well, at least my 10-year-old brother enjoyed the movie. So what did I think of Fantastic Beasts 3? We're up to 3 now. We might have 2 more, I don't know. Well, let's try to avoid that answer by giving out information on what I think of the Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts movies in general. As a kid, I loved the Harry Potter movies. It was one of those franchises as a kid where I always rewatched it all the time. But as I got older, I stopped caring. Today, as an 18-year-old, I have lost most of my interest in the Harry Potter franchise. I don't look back at them and say they're stupid or for babies. I wouldn't even think they should be for babies when you think about it, because, you know, kind of dark if you think about it even a little. But it's like Star Wars, where I could make fun of a couple of things looking back, but I respect it for the enjoyment it gave me as a child and what it did for cinema in general. I actually own the Harry Potter books, not because I wanted them, but because they were a gift from a cousin who gave them away before they moved. And I only read the first 3 before becoming honestly bored. For anyone who ever says the movies weren't as good as the books, there was a line that was different. Look, people should like what they like, and I'm not going to argue with them. But whatever changes made, honestly, from the movies and the books, I don't think matters. Like the meme for Dumbledore using a different tone to ask Harry a question in Goblet of Fire annoys me, honestly. Like, it's a little funny, but it just goes up the wall for me, where I just see so many people take it kind of seriously. I still respect the movies and hold a soft spot for them, but I don't care for the movies anymore. Although, yes, as I said, the meme does annoy me. But I think the movies should still be respected. But I don't care because, well, okay, I don't, and I don't say I don't care because I worry people I think I'm a loser. When I went to Universal with my family, my younger brothers ate up Harry Potter Land, or whatever they called it. And yes, there were people around me who were like also big Harry Potter fans, like some who were adults who wore Harry Potter costumes, or whatever it's called in the movies. Actually, is that a thing at our parks, or is it just Harry Potter? Like, whenever I see the advertisements for Universal, it usually shows someone wearing the, what's it called? A cloak! It's a cloak. I'm getting off subject. But yeah, I realized I just didn't care anymore, because I didn't. Well, that was a good reason, and hopefully I won't get hate for this. So what did I think about the Fantastic Beasts movies? The first one was fine. I remember being confused when I first saw it in the theaters, and I thought it was alright at best, but I liked the characters and setting. But the second movie, I didn't even see in the theaters, actually. I had zero interest, and I don't know if it's because of the negative reviews at the time, or again, that's when I stopped caring about Harry Potter, but I only saw it for the first time a few days ago to catch up for this movie, and depending on what I thought of it, was going to decide for me if I would go see it in the theaters, or maybe I would wait to see it on streaming. Crimes of Grindelwald was mediocre at best. The story wasn't terrible for the most part, so up till the twist with Zoe Kravitz's character, I thought it was okay, albeit nothing great. But after the stupid twist where I wasn't sure how I was supposed to feel about her then, the movie got as bad as I heard, so I was fine waiting for it to be on streaming. Well, I was, but my 10-year-old brother Kyle really wanted to go see this movie, and I was the only one who said yes to bring him to watch that movie. I'm a great big brother. Wait, am I saying this, like, sarcastically? It's been almost a week as of when I'm writing this review, since the movie did actually came out, and probably everyone said their piece. So, despite the mixed reception, I went in with an open mind. So, what did I think of the movie now that I ran out of talking about my mindset going in? I didn't like it. Written by Steve Kloves and J.K. Rowling, with David Yates from the previous Fantastic Beasts and latter half of the Harry Potter films returning as director, they bring us this. They bring us Fantastic Beasts 3. So to clarify, why didn't I like this movie? Well, what's the story actually about? Oh, that's a tough one. From the trailers, or at least what I remember, I just saw the fact that the advertising, it's been practically 20 years since Harry Potter came to the big screen or something. So other than defeat Grindelwald, I had zero idea what the story was going in. Well, I don't even know what to make of a basic premise. Taking off where the last movie left off, Grindelwald, played by Mads Mikkelsen, replacing Johnny Depp because reasons. I really don't want to go into this. He wants to rule the world, the Wizarding World, and also our world, so he can take over the world of Muggles. He wants to take over the Wizarding World first, and then take over our world. So, because he has to take over the Wizarding World to take over our world. I'm really tired just starting off explaining what the movie is about. But yeah, so you can't do it by force, no. But by becoming the voted leader by, how he actually plans on it, I'll go into later. But who will stop him? Our returning heroes from the last movie, of course, minus a few of them. The character who becomes the snake in the Harry Potter movies doesn't return, but I'll also go into this later because I really want to build up me ranting about this movie. We do have Newt, played by Eddie Redmayne, battling our heroes such as his brother Theseus, played by Callum Turner, Jacob, played by Dan Fogler, his assistant Bunty, played by Victora Yeates, who had like one scene in the last movie, and I feel like you cut her and I wouldn't miss a thing. She definitely has more of a presence here now. And yeah, there are others, and as they have to do things until the climax, that's how I would describe the film. They have to do things until the climax. Oh, wait a minute. Now I can rant. Time to rant about this stupid movie. This movie is honestly worse than the last one, in my opinion. I don't know how you rank these movies. The story here is just so boring. I never had a moment watching this where I was invested or cared where it was going. I was lost on what even the plot was. It's so derivative and padded with pointless side stuff. Theseus gets kidnapped or imprisoned in a pit thing, so Newt has to rescue him, avoiding crab scorpion hybrid things by doing some wacky crab dance because he did something wacky. And, you know, that gives him character because he's boring and honestly doesn't make sense for him to be the main character since the side characters like Jacob or Albus Dumbledore, played by Jude Law, have something personal to strive for. And they're honestly way more interesting characters and would be better. Honestly, I think Jacob would have been a better main character. His girlfriend Queenie, played by Alison Sadol, is turned to the dark side. I'm not being sarcastic. Jacob actually says that. Like, is that actually a common phrase people use before Star Wars? Whatever. And Dumbledore gives him a wand. Like, yeah, he gives him a wand despite being a muggle. How is this not more interesting? Well, it's not because Jacob doesn't do anything with the wand. It feels like there should be a story of him, despite him not being born as a wizard, and maybe he had to prove, but, you know, he could wield magic, or he could be one with them, but no. And here, the only time he uses his wand, someone possesses him to use it, so it's incredibly pointless. Also, remember Tina from the other two movies? She's not a major character anymore. Instead, some new character called, Lolly, I think? Lolly. Silly, stupid names, because Harry Potter has dumb names, played by Jessica Williams. Honestly, only felt like she was there to be her replacement. And I didn't know ahead of time if Tina would be in the movie or not, so I presumed as the movie went on, they couldn't get her back. But she's here at the end only, so I don't know why the main character, Newt's love interest and sister to a mind reader who went to Grindelwald. Why? Why? Oh God. You know what pisses me off the most? Ezra Miller's character. Yeah, Ezra Miller. Haha, we can talk so much about Ezra Miller in real life. Ignore that too. My God, people. Where was I? Oh yeah. For a movie called Secret of Dumbledore, the secret at the end of the last movie, just because I learned he was related to Dumbledore, making him the nephew of this character, doesn't change what I knew prior, so there's no real new secret I'm learning. And here, for all the build-up with this boring, stiff, uninteresting, and uncharismatic character that honestly ruined the last two movies with his presence, he still does nothing and was entirely pointless. Is there anything good to say? The acting's alright. Jude Law, Dan Fogler, Mads Mikkelsen, they do the parts they are given well, but I just couldn't care even a little because disregarding my complaints with these characters, the story goes nowhere until the climax. Like, the movie actually starts with Newt witnessing the birth of a doll with scales on it that can do magic, and after they explain how obviously this would play a part in the story, I'm just waiting for the climax to happen. The climax is underwhelming. The honest idea of doing magic in these movies feels derivative because I have no idea what the limits are with magic, so I have no idea how overpowered or underpowered they are. And every single moment, despite being bored and confused, I could tell where this was going because of the writing. But with going back to what I think positively of the movie, it's not great. Despite how much I dislike the film, I don't hate it, and I want to make clear there is practically nothing I loved about the film, but I never hated it. I dislike it, but I don't hate the movie. It's boring, but I was never angry or insulted. Like, yeah, I'm yelling at this movie now, but I wasn't sitting there thinking, what? It was more like, okay. It's just so poorly executed, but my brother Kyle loved it. I mean, he's 10, so, and I'm 18. That could mean a big difference. I only went to go see this movie in theaters with my 10-year-old brother because he wanted to see it. And despite how bored I was, the first 3 to 5 minutes of the film, the ratio from the projector was off, and then the guy coughed right above me. Maybe he didn't cough on me, I just heard a guy above me cough. Actually, I guess that part was pointless, but yeah, first 3 to 5 minutes, the projector of the ratio of the movie was off. Like, I was able to see everything. It was just like, it was like this, and then it had to expand. I'm getting off sidetrack. I just wanted to mention that happened. Where was I? Oh, yeah. He loved the movie. And do I know why? Not really. I did try to ask him, and I couldn't really get a straight answer. I guess you can just watch the characters and find them interesting. I don't. Or action or things interesting? I still don't. But it's still all about opinion and personal view. So what do I know? I mean, I know what I know. But still, I said what I thought about the movie, but if people enjoy it, I can get why. It probably wouldn't change my mind, and there is still plenty for me to rant about. But this is a movie I took my younger sibling to so he could be entertained, and he was, so I don't feel mad or sad. Do I like this movie? Oh, not even a little. But it's not awful or terrible. It's just a bad movie where every element doesn't work, but not one element is horrendous, which is weird to say when I think about it. I will say, if they do make movies number 4 and 5, I think it still has potential, honestly. Or, honestly, more Harry Potter spin-offs. It's just, you like the world they make with this, but you could make more interesting or better characters outside of the ones they already have done. But maybe what they could do is not prioritize on franchising or making us go, or I remember the other 8 movies. Look, the Golden Ball from Quidditch! I forget what that name is and I refuse to look it up. But maybe actually explore the world of wizards, witches, and magic, and not these boring characters where they could be fantastic. I give Fantastic Beasts, The Secret of Dumbledore, a 4 out of 10.